Action 5. Avoid problems and making enemies. Another advantage of maintaining a low profile is that it helps in avoiding the creation of enemies. Popularity and a high status often bring envy and rivalry. There are many students, like Ryuan for example, who are eager to be at the top and are willing to do whatever it takes to eliminate anyone standing their way. Ayanokoji deliberately avoids becoming one of their targets by staying out of the spotlight and by hiding his impressive abilities. Another way he avoids getting into problems with people is by staying out of heated arguments. Whenever there's a conflict in the classroom, he purposefully remains quiet. Same with fights and arguments outside of class, he always refrains from getting involved. And he always makes sure to not take any side. This neutrality helps him avoid making enemies and keeps him out of unnecessary disputes. Even though Ayanokoji tries to not get entangled in unnecessary conflicts, there were many incidents where he had to get involved. In these situations, he ensures that the conflict is resolved efficiently and quietly, creating peace as opposed to escalating the problem. He's also always careful with his words and actions, ensuring he doesn't offend or alienate others. Another fascinating aspect of Ayanokoji is his ability to turn enemies into friends and allies. This happened with Ryuan and with Arisu. Despite their previous attempts to sabotage him, Ayanokoji manages to shift their attitudes towards him and turn them to allies. Instead of escalating conflicts, Ayanokoji often resolves them through strategic diplomacy and persuasion. This ability to reconcile with former enemies shows his deep understanding of human nature and his strategic mindset. By converting enemies into friends, Ayanokoji not only eliminates potential threats but also creates a more favorable environment for achieving his objectives. Action points. Action 6. Meticulously think through each action you take. The most important aspect characterizing Ayanokoji's actions is that they are always meticulously thought through. Every decision he makes and every action he takes is the result of careful thinking and strategic calculation. This methodical mindset is at the core of Ayanokoji's character. He never acts impulsively or in a thoughtless manner. Instead, he tries to constantly think intelligently in whatever situation he's in. Whether he is dealing with classroom dynamics, navigating complex social interactions, or participating in high-stakes exams, Ayanokoji's approach is always strategic and deliberate. This habit of thinking things through allows him to anticipate consequences, plan multiple steps ahead, and maintain control over his environment. By ensuring that his actions are always well thought out, he increases the probability of success. This approach is the opposite of how people normally operate. They act impulsively. They never think things through, and they make decisions without considering the consequences. Emulating Ayanokoji means constantly trying to think through each action you take. Always engaging in thoughtful analysis, carefully and intelligently calculating your moves and plans before execution. Action point. Action 7. Always be calm and composed. The trait that most defines Ayanokoji's demeanor is his unwavering calmness and composure. We never see him upset, scared, worried, or angry. He never reacts emotionally no matter how intense or stressful the situation may be. Instead, he thinks rationally and logically about how to handle the situation. He focuses on finding a solution rather than worrying and stressing over the problem. To achieve this level of calmness and composure, you must learn to control your emotions. In whatever situation you're in, try to think intelligently and logically instead of being controlled and driven by your feelings and impulses. A practice that can be very effective at developing this composed attitude is mindfulness meditation. Through it you rewire your brain and condition yourself to be more calm and collected. You also learn to be aware of and in control of your thoughts and emotions. Action points. Action 8. Socialize more, make friends and connections. Despite being an introvert, Ayanokoji makes sure to socialize and make connections, not only with his classmates but also with students from other classes. He understands the value and utility of having friends and allies. This is especially crucial for someone working in the shadows, as there will be times when he needs others to act on his behalf. Although Ayanokoji is smart enough to be able to achieve what he wants alone, getting help from others makes things much easier. And for people who aren't at his level, having friends and allies is even more important. He once told Hirakita, there are limits to what a single person can do. In another instance, he told her, if you can't win the battle alone, then look for others who can help. Ayanokoji successfully makes friends by being friendly and easygoing, but most importantly by being of service. He helps many students deal with their problems. By offering assistance, Ayanokoji demonstrates reliability and trustworthiness. When students receive genuine assistance, they start to see him as a dependable ally, which naturally builds trust and rapport. Another simple yet effective tip to make more friends is to engage in activities. Unlike Koenji for example who always avoids engaging with others, Ayanokoji ensures he is present in all activities and interacts with the other students. Action points.